Well, you want the long story or the short story?
Okay, so you went to college in Houston.
I did. I went to the
and then you got a
university.
job there. So there was some growing up, but then what was your, this is my ticket out?
Well, it was a love story, right? It was past tense.
But I understand.
But
a lot of people tell me they moved for this too, but it got you where you wanted to go.
It did. And I'm totally, all for having a plan, but I'm following my heart, or that heart, Micah. Just doing that.
I get it. Yeah. So, okay. So you don't have to get into the details.
Thank you.
No, you don't have to get into the details. We are not the therapy expat chat conversation. So you followed someone to France that was from France, or that was moving to France?
A French.
Okay, and where did you land? What city or?
In Biarritz. I landed. That was my first, and I stayed there for quite a few years. Even when the relationship was sadly over, then it was my home. I didn't want to go start from scratch somewhere.
Totally get that.
Yeah. And then when I did decide to move, I thought that maybe I'd go to the States. Then somebody convinced me to go somewhere else. And that's how I ended up in Denmark.
I want to ask a little bit about, what did you do there for work? So this is your first, I don't want to call it your first expat experience, but your first one as an adult, right?
That's right. And I was working in a desktop publishing way back when, when that was the thing. Apple computers were new on the market, and we were doing desktop publishing. Cool. And I also, of course, on the side, I was into sports and health, and I started teaching aerobics, and eventually got a diploma in France for that. Teaching English. I was multitasking with jobs Biarritz was like, wow. It was really, I love it, and I love to go back. Yeah.
And so one of my questions would be, so when you got there, so you knew someone when you got there, which is a game changer, right?
Right, it is.
You could make his friends or meet people through him, and you had a native speaker kind of with you.
Exactly.
Tell me your experience with the language. I don't know your background with languages. So how did that work?
Well, I had studied, I've been studying French forever. I'm still studying French. And the first 3 to 6 months were a struggle, because even though I had, basic French, and it just took a while until the day where you say something that you were like, I use that vocabulary that I've been hearing for so long. And then you get this really rush. But it took a good years before I was really comfortable. It takes time to get comfortable in a new situation, a new lifestyle.
And how were you? So many of our clients, I mean, it's so hard. I've moved a couple of times as well. And I'll tell you, at 40, when my mom says to me, I'm afraid you're going to move to another country again, I'm like, I don't think I have it in me, like, to restart. It's hard. It's really hard.
It is. It takes a lot of energy. And I think that some people, like our clients, have a tendency to miscalculate how challenging it is. And maybe you know this already, that on an emotional scale, moving is way up there with death and divorce. There's a lot of emotion, and sometimes you don't even realize it. Sometimes you don't know you're stressed. You just have this big ache in your neck.